What's up, everybody? Hey, so they say I'm a storyteller. Hey, some of y'all that don't know me, I'm 43. I spent almost 23 years of my life in prison in Florida. Everything else you pick up along the way. So,
Hey, Jay.
hey, how you doing? Hey, so when I first got there, it was completely different than anything I had ever been through.
Come on.
The police, they were evasive as fuck, to the point where I hated them from the get-go. Every time they wanted to strip search me, I'd rock back and forth, clapping my dick and nuts off my thighs. I would piss them motherfuckers off. Straight up. Every time they would tell me to bend over, squat, and cough, I'd tuck my dick and nuts out the back and clap them at them. Straight up. I absolutely did not give a fuck. They all, yes sir, I would never. And I always fucked with them. If I caught their bathroom open, I would go in there with some big game, polish that toilet seat off, and you could always tell which one sat their bare ass on it. The rednecks, they'd be out there all up in their ass. Oh man. The white girls, they find them on the side of a building or a corner of a building and start rocking back and forth like they listening to church music. Straight up. The black girls, they treated their itchy booty the same way they treat their heads when their braids are too tight. They sit there and keep popping their butt. Yeah. The black dudes, they always had the pin in their hand like they put me in their pocket 15 times, you know what I mean? Yeah. Man, I used to fuck them up. Searches, they always want to search you. Everywhere you go, they always want to search you. Man, so I started getting slick with them, man. I'd pull my nuts out and flip it over my waistband and put my shirt over top of them. They'd pull me to the side and be like, first they try to figure out what it was with their fingers first while they jiggling with the cracker's nuts. Then they snatch them. What's this? And I'd be like, sir, you know the rule. If you tug on the nuts, you get a tug on the dick. And they'd be like, oh, you nasty motherfucker. I say, that's bullshit, sir. You're on the clock. You got to pay good taxpayer money to touch these nuts. Straight up. Hey, and being locked up, man, I didn't have to get locked up to learn how to fight. Man, I had a 300-pound dad, had no problem putting his hands, feet, or belt on me. And my mom's weapon of choice was a braid switch. Man, I used to have so many bruises, welts, and lash marks in different stages of healing. Blue, green, brown, black. For most of my childhood, my ass looked like it was being sponsored by Maceo.
Right, Jay.
And I didn't have to go to prison to learn how to occupy my idle time. Man, I started running away by 9. And by 11, I was such a professional at fleeing and eluding. My mom had my dad put screws outside my window and turn my door handle around just so they could lock me in. By the time I did make it to the big house, I was already a professional at reading, drawing, and jacking off. I took my talents to a new level and I built me a fat girl. That's what I said, I built me a fat girl. You see, a fat girl starts with a fifi. A fifi is an office-sized garbage bag straightened out, rolled up into a folded towel with lotion squirted in the end of it. You just made a fifi, also known as a fuck hole. Now you take that fifi and you roll it up into a folded blanket. And then you roll it up into your mat and tie off both ends with the sheets. You just made a fat girl. It's got the wide grips, the sloppy wet hole, and look at the bright side. You didn't have to feed it, kiss it, or talk to it. I'm just saying, buddy.
All right, Jay.